Hello world, Ethereal synchronicity 444, reporting to you the people of the world. Right, today, not sure if you'll be able to see it up there, but this is basically David Beckham's natal chart. Reason for doing David Beckham is that we're actually going to do it in tandem with his wife Victoria Beckham, and it's due to the synchronicity of the moment when I noticed that he had just got a new tattoo on his left temple of the solar system. Now, when I noticed this, David Beckham was just about to turn 43, and as well as turning 43, I had an inclination that he might be experiencing his Uranus opposition. So anyway, turns out that he was, and it literally was exactly opposite his Uranus at the time of that particular picture and the day before his birthday. Oh, and a week later, Victoria was headlining in the same paper an article referring to people using crystals and crystals getting more popular on the market. So anyway, let me refer to the notes that I was able to make in relation to these charts and the synastry of the two. By the way, synastry is just the word for chart comparison, which is to just compare two charts to one another. David's ascendant is at 27 degrees Taurus, and on his ascendant he's actually got Mercury, which is the little symbol above, at 25 degrees Taurus, and Juno at 27 degrees Taurus, exactly conjunct his ascendant. This would make me think that Juno, although an asteroid, would be significant in David's life, and it turns out it has been, in all honesty. So another aspect to notice in David's chart is that he has the moon in Capricorn right at the 29th degree, and that is square to Uranus in Libra at the 29th degree. So that's an exact square, so that's probably very strong influence in David's life. He also has Vesta and Lilith, which you can see here, both at 9 degrees Pisces. Now, although they are also asteroids, as they're both at 9 degrees, I think they may be significant as well. So I'll just put that as a note. Another noticeable aspect in David's chart was his Mars here at 15 degrees Pisces, which is actually another fixed star called Achenar, I believe. I'm not sure how to pronounce that correctly, but I've noticed it in a lot of charts that I've read. But this is actually quite significant. His Saturn is conjunct another fixed star, which is Sirius, and Sirius is known as the dog star, or maybe the North Star. It's quite a significant star, and the sun crosses over Sirius on July the 4th of each year, give or take, and is actually why the Americans have their Independence Day at that time. So another aspect to notice in David's chart, actually, which shows you why he's big money, is he's got his Jupiter, which is that there, in opposite to his Pluto here, 7 degrees Libra versus 10 degrees Aries. So basically, Jupiter deals with expansion, faith, wisdom. It deals with quite a few things, to be honest with you. It's Jupiter, but when it comes to people having success in the financial world, Pluto also relates to plutocrats and secret money, underground money, money you wouldn't probably know about. And David basically has, you know, big money, so that's why that's probably there. And then also notable at this point of the chart here, this vertex is at 23 degrees, which is actually conjunct a pair of fixed stars, which are significant and also considered Bohemian fixed stars, which there are 15 of. And those stars are Arcturus and Speaker. So I mean, it seems from that David was destined to be somebody or something in this particular lifetime. So yeah, they were quite noticeable things that I was able to pick out in David's chart. Let me see if I can get onto Victoria's chart quickly. This one might be best. Right, so with Victoria's chart, in relation to David's chart, I noticed that her ascendant at 13 degrees Cancer is actually conjunct David's Saturn. But 13 degrees Cancer again, like 14 degrees Cancer, is very close or pretty much bang on the North Star, which is that of Sirius. So I mean, this alone is showing that Victoria is going to be a factor somewhere in life. So also I noticed that Victoria's Aries, and she has her Sun opposite Uranus, in this case at the bottom of the chart, 25 degrees Libra. So in Victoria's case, yeah, there's definitely going to be some recognition of the unusual, maybe in partnerships with it being in opposition, or some kind of sudden happening. So I mean, in my opinion, her marriage to David was pretty quick. I couldn't tell you what the time length was. I'm not particularly a Beckham fanatic, or Beckham family fanatic I should say, in the sense of knowing all their history, but they were like some of the most famous people in the UK and if not the world at the time. So yeah, I noticed that was quite quick at the time. Other significant aspects in Victoria's chart is that she has a midheaven in Pisces, but by this midheaven she has the planet Venus and the planet Jupiter. So Jupiter and Venus, again, some people would say Venus pertains to money, finances and wealth through the Taurus connection, and Jupiter is definitely expansion, and it's strong in Pisces as it's the traditional ruler of the sign as well. So I'm thinking with the midheaven MC, as you see there, Victoria was destined to be famous or known, and was very well known even before probably being a Spice Girl. Let me try and quickly run through some more aspects. So I noticed that Victoria's got the Mars, which people may recognize, it's a very common symbol, conjunct, which is basically connected to Saturn in Gemini at the very last degrees. Now I know there's at least one fixed star there, which I'll pronounce as Betelgeuse at this point, but I'm sure there's possibly others as well, but it's quite a significant point. But in Victoria's case, Mars and Saturn there are actually square to, well yeah, making a square to Pluto and even Vesta, notably considering it's in David's chart conjunct Lilith. But yep, that's going to kind of be a forceful person with Mars and Saturn, and then squaring Pluto, she definitely knows how to make things happen and possibly get her own way, in the sense of she's probably the force in the partnership. Anyway, here's a point of note that I better point out before I wrap it up. This is the part of fortune here in this particular chart, and if you notice there, that is actually at 13 degrees, and David's Sun being at 11 degrees and 12 minutes Taurus is very closely conjunct to this point. So I believe David was meant to be a fortunate blessing in the life of Victoria and vice versa. So this couple in many ways were definitely meant to be together, and Victoria is most probably the driving force between the two. So I'm going to wrap this video up, and thank you for taking the time to listen to my video. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos very soon.